Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today we are going to make and enjoy a Revolver cocktail. If you haven't had one before, now's your chance. This is essentially a Manhattan riff. 3 ingredients, pretty straightforward. It's got a pretty good following because it's a tasty drink. However, when I first started making this drink years ago, I didn't really like it. And it comes down to one ingredient, the coffee liqueur. We're gonna get into that. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and let's go make the Revolver. To the bar. This drink was created in 2004, although I saw one account that said 2003, about 20 years ago. It feels like a long time ago, but it actually is not all that long ago in the world of cocktails. So this drink is considered a contemporary classic. It was created by a gentleman named John Santer, who was a bartender in San Francisco. At the time, he was working at a place called Bruno's, but the drink gained popularity when he moved from Bruno's to another bar called Bourbon and Branch. I actually have been to Bourbon and Branch a long time ago, about the time when this cocktail was probably pretty young. I don't know that I drank it, but I learned about the drink years later. Anyway, it's a good drink because, number one, it's got a great name, the Revolver. Good name. Number two, it's only 3 ingredients, so it was easy for other bartenders to recreate this drink, and before you know it, people are making it all over the place. I was one of those bartenders. I had this drink featured when I was behind the bar, and I would make it a number of times. But the truth is, it was never my favorite cocktail. The reason for this, I later learned, is because of the coffee liqueur that I was using in the drink. Now, I haven't even told you what's in this drink, so I will right now. It's bourbon, coffee liqueur, and orange bitters. A lot of people say this is a great drink because you can use any coffee liqueur and you can use any bourbon, you can use any orange bitters, and that's true, but the results are gonna be very different. Because coffee liqueurs, in my opinion, have changed. Newer coffee liqueurs tend to be a lot drier. They have a lot less sugar. Think of Mr. Black as the main one. A great coffee liqueur, especially if you like coffee, but it doesn't offer as much sugar as some of the older coffee liqueurs like Kahlua or Tia Maria. So with that in mind, now the booze. All right, so let's get our things together. To make the Revolver, we are gonna need bourbon, coffee liqueur, orange bitters, and then have an orange handy. At the end, we're gonna do an expressed orange oil across the top. We're actually gonna flame that. It's gonna be a feast for the eyes. The base is the bourbon, and it is mostly bourbon. So this is a drink for bourbon lovers. Now, the original bourbon that was used in the original recipe was bullet bourbon. The play on words was intentional, I'm sure. Bullet bourbon was used and works really well because it is a high rye bourbon. So it's got a little extra spice. Old Grandad here is also a high rye bourbon, so it's gonna have a very similar effect on the end result. And it's a good value for the price. Don't think too long and hard on what bourbon you're gonna use. Just pick one that you like. You can think a little bit longer and harder on the coffee liqueur. Now, usually my go-to would be something like Mr. Black. It's a great coffee liqueur if you like big, strong, robust coffee flavor. It has quite a bit less sugar, so it does make for a drier cocktail. However, I do think that in this drink, it needs that sugar. Tia Maria has a good amount of sugar. Coffee is almost on the back burner. You get a lot of vanilla and other flavors. In this context, I think it makes a rounder, enjoyable Revolver for my taste. I have tried it with Mr. Black. I've tried it with Kahlua. I've tried it with Tia Maria. I've tried it with Galliano Ristretto. I've tried it with Thatcher's. If you do use a different coffee liqueur, you might have to adjust with some sugar, and that's okay. That's okay. The idea here is to get a nice balanced cocktail. Now on to the orange bitters. I'm going with Fee Brothers orange bitters. I do like the bright punch of orange you get with Fee Brothers. The main thing that for me really makes or breaks the Revolver is the coffee liqueur. All right, and with that, let's build. I'm gonna serve this up. It is also good on the rocks, but get your glassware chilled. Into the mixing glass, 2 ounces of bourbon. To that, we will add ½ an ounce of coffee liqueur, and then 2 good dashes of orange bitters. If you have a small dasher bottle like this, 4 dashes. And that is pretty much the standard build for this drink. So now we can add ice and stir. I've been growing my beard out. It's cold outside. What do you think? Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, and strain into your chilled cocktail glass. Now we're gonna do a flamed orange garnish. Cut a cheek off of your orange, just like a large $50 size. Are half dollars even a thing anymore? A coin-sized cheek. I'm gonna light a pick here, and then right across the top of the drink, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, hit the sides, extinguish all flames, and there it is, the Revolver. Let's go in for a sip. Cheers. That is a good Revolver. I like the smoked orange nose, and I do get a little bit of the orange up front. The Tia Maria is not a really strong coffee flavor, and in this case, I think it's a good thing. I get that vanilla, I get the bourbon, and the coffee notes are really at the end. So for me, this actually does drink similar to a Manhattan. Oz, would you like a sip?
Yes. Ooh.
It's interesting because everybody says, oh, the Revolver is a riff on the Manhattan, and I can see that. However, there's no fortified wines in here, so to me, it's different than a Manhattan. Or maybe it's its own thing. Well, this was a fun little episode. Wouldn't you agree? Good times had with you. I'm glad you are here. Thank you for being here. I hope you tried this cocktail. Let me know in the comments down below if you did and what coffee liqueur you used. Like and subscribe. Don't forget your merch. I will see all of you next time. Cheers. Oz, did you ever do that?
Yes, I did do that.
Crazy infusions or...
Oh, Jesus. Sorry about